What was, I think that when you're introducing a new character, a new world, a new universe, there are lots of challenges that go alongside that, but you're introducing kind of a whole team. You're a whole cast, like a cast of not just supporting characters,
sure,
but people that have the ability to be main characters in their own right. So what unique storytelling challenge was that to set up all of these different individuals to have someone to have that kind of character they could hone in on and be like, oh, that's my avatar, that's me?
That's a really good question. I think for me it was kind of fun because so Scott definitely is kind of like the first character you really start getting introduced to. And then he's, like I said, he's the new kid in this school because of this new family situation. They just moved to this new city. And so he's kind of like the eyes of the reader of being put in this new situation. And then gradually he gets introduced to these other characters. Some of them because he gets bullied by one, or he gets ignored by a cat, or whatever. And then he becomes friends with Jenny. And then she has this big chip on her shoulder because she's kind of an outcast, and so she's able to introduce, like, okay, watch out for that guy. That's Dane. He's this huge jerk, and he's this and this and this. Kind of tells you the basis for this character. It's like, and this is Zenith. He's this weird loner guy that never talks to anybody, and this and this.
So one character links you to the
next. And so she is definitely like introducing you to these characters by name, and you get a good like zoom in on them, on each of them, and then she kind of gives you like that
through her perception.
Yeah. And then once they start getting to know each other, so you kind of get introduced. So it's a great avenue, with Scott being the new guy, you get introduced to these specific characters. A big part of it too is I've just kind of learned just a storytelling principle is don't spend a bunch of time on this person on a character if they're not really gonna shape the plot in any way. Like, because then the reader's like, oh, they told me his first name. They spent like 2 panels looking at his face. Therefore, he must be important.
What's the classic Lost, Nikki and Paolo? I don't know if you watched the show Lost at all, but they built up these characters, Nikki and Paolo, did a whole episode about them, and they were completely just they were.
So the reader's just kind of like, wait, what? And so that's just so we want to make sure we definitely put the emphasis where it needs to go. And which is funny because we also, when we did our Kickstarter, one of the most popular rewards for backers was that, like, for this, if you back us this much money, then we'll draw you into at least a couple panels as a character that gets killed pretty quickly. And so it's kind of fun. It's like, hey guys, dead, and so again, we're like, you're a cool character, but only for 1 panel, and then you're gone, but there are a couple people actually that have become important. Like ongoing characters who we actually use their name and their likeness for a couple of them.
Oh wow!
Like John Culpepper is like the district attorney who kind of gets pulled into this whole thing, and so we definitely.
It really is funny to see his face because he was a good friend of ours when we lived in Savannah back as students. He was, just one of our friends that we went to church with, and we keep in touch with, on a regular basis today. And he supported the Kickstarter. He, supported that tier, and we're like, oh my gosh, we get to draw John into the book now. And then as we're flipping through the book, I'm like, this is so surreal to see my friend like be the district attorney in this story. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, I love how I see my friend like you're not the one drawing him.
Well, it's just weird.
It's like the same thing. Like when I read it, I did write it.